Hi, I'm Annika Johnson from Al Johnson's in Sister Bay. I hope you enjoy my new video series called Door County Girl. These are stories of my life, the people and places that I love, and of course how we all survive here in northern Wisconsin. You can come back as often as you like, but don't forget to subscribe to Al's YouTube channel. I'll be posting lots of really cool new videos. So let's go. Welcome to another episode of Door County Girl. Today I am here with my brother
Rolf
Johnson. Oh, psych! It's Kit Butz, who is my marketing manager, guru slash bartender slash computer fixer slash hat picker outer, t-shirt picker outer, shipping guru, everything. Everything that we do at Al Johnson's, Kit's sort of like this center brain.
And the guy that's currently missing Rolf a lot.
Yeah, so, Rolf's off in April. He deserves a vacation. Yeah. He's been at work 24/7. I swear to God, the guy lives there. Yeah, I go in the office, he's sleeping in the chair. I go out in the dining room, he's sleeping out there. He's listening to a podcast. Yeah. Anyhow, Kit's going to show us Chokladbollar. And I don't even know if I'm saying them right because I'm kind of stuck on bolar because I love them, which is a Swedish coffee roll, but I think it's bolar.
Speaking of that, were you in the kitchen this morning? Did you see what was getting made?
No, but yesterday I have to put a plug out for my friend Kit Butz and I, who runs Colleen's Heritage Bakery. You can find her on Facebook. Jamie Blossom brought me a hot out of the oven almond. It's like a cinnamon roll, but it had almond filling in it with fresh almonds, and it was still hot. And she makes them, and you can get them online at her Facebook page, The Heritage Bakery. Her name is Colleen. I know we're not making that today, but it was so good.
I know she makes awesome stuff. The little
the
little dreams, I think they're called. Or
the melting moments. They're like pure butter. Butter is more.
It's all the good stuff.
But Johnny Ostrand is probably making boula today.
Yeah, no, I saw he had this giant pâte choux dough that was risen, and I'm like,
what is it?
What is going on here? And he's cutting it in half. He was making one of those jumbo eclairs that are it's like a half sheet handful.
The chocolate eclairs?
Yeah, so he's doing it. I'm like, what?
With the cream filling?
Because usually he makes first I thought he was making Swedish puff, which, come on. Yeah. That's the thing, yeah. That's our jam.
You guys don't know this about Kit and I, but we love to eat. We are professional eaters.
I think by now they figured that out.
I'm Big Debbie, and he's my fatty daddy.
Yeah. So, for me, this is the, if you're going to do fika, you got to have these on there.
And who doesn't love chocolate?
And the great thing about them, too, they're super easy to make.
Yes.
And the other really neat thing is that they're quick, easy, and you can get them done. And really all you have to do, the longest thing it takes is just sort of to cool everything.
Yeah, there's no cooking involved. Yeah. You just get them.
No, it's no cook, go in there.
No brainer.
I know you'll love this because we talk about our love of butter. Mm-hmm. There's vanilla. That's some love there. And then we've got the sort of secret ingredient, the punch, which I think is amazing.
So I'm wondering here, I'm used to seeing coconut, but there's a little healthy, schmelthy oatmeal over here today.
We have to have some way to bring the butter together. We can't just make butter balls with chocolate in them.
Why not?
Well, we could, yeah. Because actually the initial recipe is if you made a brownie without adding flour to it. So this is sort of that component to it.
So it kind of gives it a little bit more.
There's no egg in it, so you don't have to worry about the egg, but it's like making brownies and then just rolling them in balls, and then my favorite part, the Swedish
pearl sugar.
Yeah.
It's a little bit, it's sugar, but they're like little beads of sugar, little beads.
So I tried this recipe a couple ways. I think using a stand mixer is probably the best way to go about it. I did it with my hand, but I think to really whip the butter and the sort of the sugar and to cream it up the right way, you need to get that airiness that only really a mixer will provide. And I was giving her this morning when I was trying. Freddie's looking at me, he's like,
you did some samples this morning?
What are you doing? No, well, I was working on it because I needed to make some of it ahead of time.
Was he your taste tester?
No.
Because Freddie loves these.
Freddie was just what are you doing? Get out of my way.
Get out of here. Get out. I'm grumpy. Where's the coffee?
Let the professional do this here. So we're going to start with...
Okay, can I quick jump in? Why don't you have coconut? Coconut I see when I look online.
All the recipes that I looked up and the ones that I've used traditionally, the one that's in our Swedish cookbook, the Al Johnson's Swedish cookies and cakes and all things awesome.
The Bible.
Yeah, the Bible of like awesome cookies and cakes and everything else. Everything called for rolled oats in it. Though a lot of times instead of rolling them in pearl sugar, they'll roll them in coconut.
Yeah, why?
I think it just adds another sort of flavor component with the coconut. I personally love the pearl sugar. It is sort of hard to find in the U.S. I think you can go on some websites. You can go by us and pick them up online from us. So we have our sort of like ones you can buy in the shop. Yeah, little cute little bag of sugar that you can go. Really fun to use. The other thing you can use it on too is to sprinkle on top of bolar.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that for me is what it is.
Yeah, if you're making any kind of coffee braids or something, just a little egg wash.
I know
and
it looks sort of
sprinkle it
scary
on.
too because it's like these big pearls, and you think like, wow, this is going to be really sugary, but
No.
actually it's not. It's sort of like the perfect amount for what you need.
And then you don't have to make your ingredients so sweet. You have this little extra.
Yeah, you just have this. This is just sort of the topping on the cake. Plus, I think when you eat it, it keeps it a little more daintier. You're not like grabbing
dainty.
You're not grabbing chocolate and butter with your fingers and like getting it all over the face. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Okay, so we'll start. We've got 7 tablespoons of butter. So 7 tablespoons is really just almost about a half a cup of butter, but just a little less, 1 tablespoon less. And then we are going to go with half a cup of sugar in there. And then we are going to do our little vanilla thing. And I know usually I would measure it out perfectly, but I know with you, I've seen past episodes of Door County Grill.
Oops, I overfilled the vanilla.
Yeah, should I even have, maybe you should do this. Here, step on over here.
Wow, yay.
So, I was gonna do like a capful, but you could probably do a little bit more. But normally you just put, a 1.5 teaspoons. But
I had a little extra.
But see, this is the beauty of this recipe. Like you could really, if you don't mess up the sugar and the butter part, you're not gonna really hurt the components in here. So.
Okay, so vanilla.
So we got those 3 things, and so right now we're gonna cream our sugar and butter together. Let me lock it down so we don't have an accident here. Start out slow, and you do want to use softened butter. It'll make it go faster. I mean, the mixer will heat it up and cook it off at the time here. Oh my God, big chunk of butter hanging out here. We want to make sure everything's together. Come on, baby.
I need to get one of these little KitchenAids.
Smell the smell now.
I can smell it. Well, I put a little extra vanilla in there.
Yeah.
Smells good.
So once that sort of whips up, gets light and fluffy, and we're almost there. And it's really more of a texture thing than anything.
Do you throw those right in there?
What's that? We're gonna just add everything in here. Yeah, we're gonna do it all. And we look pretty good here.
Looks like cookie dough.
Yeah. I mean, basically, this would be the first step of doing like a lot of cookie doughs. I'm gonna tap this off, and we're gonna sort of push everything down. So we got everything sort of really mixed up nicely. And I'm gonna put this back on, and then we're gonna add our other ingredients. So I think there's a couple things that's important too. I think sifting your cocoa powder is a really good idea all the time if you are adding cocoa powder, because you can get that weird chunk, and it can be a little bitter in there. So we got 3 tablespoons
That's a smart idea.
cocoa powder. And you get these little balls in here, but you don't have to worry about it. You just sort of
can crush them up.
Just push them right through the sieve.
Yeah.
So we got that going on. We have coffee.
Coffee.
So 3 tablespoons of
coffee?
Cold coffee.
Cold coffee.
Yeah, otherwise, you're going to sort of make your butter
Melt
go
the
weird.
butter.
Yeah, a little bit. It's not that big of a deal either. Again, this recipe is pretty simple. It's not made to be absolutely perfect on it. So about 3 tablespoons of coffee. I'm probably going to go a little less because I am going to add the punch. So typically this is not in the chocolate balls.
So you held back a little bit so we can add a little punch.
Yeah, we're going to add a little bit of that in there so we can get everything we want. So the punch for me, it tastes like in a super awesome rum. Mm-hmm. And who doesn't like rum balls?
Sure.
So you've got the chocolate, you got a little bit of coffee, you got this really great dark rum flavor. There is another sort of variation that's almost exactly the same called an Iraq balls, because that's what makes this flavor. That flavor is the Iraq seasoning. But we're going to add a little booze into them. Kids, you may not want to have kids have it because we're not cooking off any alcohol or anything like that. They also make an Iraq roll, which are called vacuum cleaners, that are just sort of like, the variation of Swedish cookies. They take stuff and they just add like one more ingredient to it, or they add something a little bit different to it. So the vacuum cleaners are just sort of, they're sort of cylindrical, and then they're dipped in like sort of that, like the Princess Tort has that sort of green.
Yeah, like a fondant,
so
they
dip that in sort of like a green white chocolate, like they dye white chocolate and dip the.
That sounds
the
delicious
too.
too.
That is really good too. So we don't want to go too heavy on it, but again, probably about 2 more tablespoons of that in there.
And if you've never tried this is delicious. It's the Kronan. We sell it at Al's. I think we do. We sell it in our boutique.
Yep.
And I was just reading the label here. It says this unique liqueur incorporates rums from East and West Indies, and it's a rich, full-bodied palate. And then it said here, Swedish punch emerged in American cocktail bars at the start of the 20th century and is requisite to drinks such as the classic Dr. cocktail, the Havana, and the Waldorf. It gives it a famously exotic edge to tropical and tiki drinks. It also mixes very well with bourbon and rye.
So I'll say something. It was really neat. So we did last year about this time, we did Swedish Punch in the Face. You can revisit it on
Which was
one of the
delicious.
Which was really good. The guy who owns this company actually sent me an email.
Did he?
He said, wow. He's like, thank you for putting my, on there if you need anything or any kind of stuff. He's like, check out my website. I went on his website.
Where is he?
He actually is a Swedish guy that lives in Florida.
Did he send us some tickets to go visit him?
I wish, I know. In Sweden, that'd be great for a punch. We're going to come up with our own.
Tell him we want to
Al
come
Johnson's
for a punch tasting.
Punch tasting. I'll go anywhere for a punch tasting.
I'll go.
But yeah, no, he's a really nice, a nice guy. He's like, hey, thank you for doing this.
That's
and,
cool.
It was a really
yeah,
cool
it's
thing,
super tasty. You guys should try it. It's delicious.
So we're going to just turn this back on slowly, start out slower, and sort of just mix everything up.
It's like a fancy oatmeal cookie.
It is, and I was sort of weird about this because here, I'll turn this down, but I was talking with Freddie about this morning about this recipe, and I'm like, do you ever take the rolled oats and put them in like a food processor to mill them down so it's not so chunky? He's like, no, he's like, you just do it like that. And I'm like, okay, that sounds great. So we're gonna do a little bit more here, and I'm gonna actually add a little bit more of this coffee.
So it doesn't need to be smooth, it just needs to be like kind of...
It's sort of this, that's this kind of consistency.
Yeah.
Let's push down I can smell the coffee and booze in there. We're gonna just push this down a little bit and give it a little more love here with us, just a little bit more. And then I think we are pretty much there.
We should send some chocolate balls to the Kronan guy.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd be like, this is awesome, yeah.
He might be making some Kronan balls.
So, and this is really just how easy it is. We are done. Did it the fancy way, see that?
Well, you know how Rolf and I like to lick the spoon.
The beater?
Right over the beater bar.
Okay, so we'll push this down here. And you can sort of see, I think we can use the camera up above, but you can see sort of the consistency there and how it looks.
Yeah.
It really doesn't have to be that fancy here.
It kind of looks like a creamy cookie dough.
So I think this is actually not is a really great consistency where we could probably try and roll it. Mm-hmm. We'll see. Do you need to cool it or do you not? We'll do the test right here. So I just got a little thing here. You ready to get your hands in there? Okay.
I washed them first, people.
So you're making meatballs, Al Johnson's meatballs.
I roll it.
Okay,
and
once
roll
you get a nice
it.
circle there, and then just roll them in there.
Looks like a Swedish meatball.
I know.
A Chokladbollar, but it's
tasty.
a Chokladbollar.
And look how pretty those look too. I mean, the white and the contrast. So.
Yeah, and all you have to do is just kind of roll it so it has a little coverage.
Not bad. That looks awesome.
I'm like a professional.
I know. We should get you going here.
Yeah, look at me go.
It'll be like Lucille Ball, will just a chocolate factory thing here.
Yes, of course.
I think that's the second time we made this reference in Door County.
Rolling it. Whoa. I'm getting a little carried away.
So, but anybody can see how easy, instantly you're there. And
they're pretty.
I mean, with a cup of coffee in the afternoon, these are
oh my goodness.
amazing.
Yeah, you would only need really one because they're so rich.
Again, always use the best products you can find. So cocoa powder would really, if you could find some really awesome, cocoa powder or darker. If you want to go darker, you can go darker.
Got to make enough for the camera, guys.
I think the only thing to worry about is how much liquid you want to add
And
into
Ned.
these, because you want to make sure that everything stands. But really, the butter, butter will harden if it's cooler in the room. If it's a warm out day, you may not want to be serving these out in 80-degree temperatures because it could just go. But yeah, it's a cool thing.
Hej på dig min kusins, jag bakar Chokladbollar idag.
I know you said something to your cousins.
Yeah, my cousins rock. They all live in Sweden, and I think they make fun of my Swedish, but that's okay.
Did they reach out to you and talk to you about these episodes?
Yeah, they kind of like them, but
really?
yeah. My cousin Annika and I stay in touch more than anyone else, and we both have the same name. Maybe that's why we like each other so much. I don't know. And then my cousin Nicholas, who he sometimes checks them out. Look at all these awesome little balls. How many balls do you get out of a recipe that you gave us, do you think?
So, I mean, according to the recipe that I have, you should get, they say 30. I would be hard pressed with the size that we're doing to get 30 out of it.
You could do mini ones too.
Yeah, I like the size though. I think it's sort of like, it's a good two-bite
like the perfect cookie
It's
size.
a 1 bite for you and I, and maybe 2 or 3 for anybody else.
2 for us, 1 for them.
Probably something like that.
Because we're not shy.
All right, so I think we'll, for sake of time and everything.
Kit and I are probably both the world's fastest eaters, too, because we're always busy. We got to go somewhere.
Actually, you know who beats us both by far?
Rolf.
No.
My.
Freddie. I am an insanely
No
fast
way.
eater. Freddie and I will travel for work. We'll be somewhere and we'll be sitting down eating. Unless you're at a fancy place, then he's
takes his time, has a glass of wine.
Yeah. But we've stopped at some fast food places and stuff like that. We actually love, because Lars is always stop at independent restaurants, check them out. It's like Al's is independent, that kind of thing. And I strongly believe that. But if we're in we're moving, I think him and I sat down and we were having hamburgers, and I had 2 bites in. He was done. Fries were done. He's gonna kill me now that I'm saying this, but he just eat.
And he was outside already, and you're still sitting at the table.
I know, and he left me, and he was in the car driving away, and I'm like, come on, man, calling on myself. No, he could be a competitive eater.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe he should be in the pancake eating contest for Goat Fest.
I was just gonna bring that up.
Because I don't think I could beat Freddie then.
Have you been practicing?
No.
Are you expanding?
No. It's not okay for Annika to win every year.
Yeah, that's true. You know.
But
you got to represent here.
Yeah, I don't mind representing, but I don't think maybe I'll be a little daintier this year.
So, but this is a good time to bring this up. If anybody's interested in, being in the Swedish pancake,
anyone can be in it.
Anybody can be in it.
Anyone.
We do have a limited amount of people that can do it. So, if you're that competitive eater out there, the guy that
yeah, where's that guy that eats all those hot dogs? We need to get him here.
He'd just destroy everybody. He'd probably just roll it up like a hot dog.
We probably can't keep up with the pancakes.
Slides right down.
Where's some more? I'm already done.
Yeah, so if anybody's interested, they can always email me, and I'll put this out there. My email is kit@aljohnsons.com. So you can say, hey, dude, I want to be on the Swedish pancake eating contest. And
I'll even let you win.
Annika will let you win.
Yeah.
It is fun. Such a homespun event. I mean, it is a cool thing. The Go Parade in itself
kind
is
of fun
awesome.
to watch, too, because we all just shove food in our face and we have no couth.
Okay, I cannot wait anymore. I need to try some of these.
All right, I'm going to try one. Okay. So wait a second. I got a question. Okay. If these are a little bit soft now,
I know, you really want to let them cool. So I've noticed they're
a little bit squishy.
Soft, yeah. So here I made some other ones. So it's a little bit harder here. We can sort of test this out here. What do I do with mine?
Well, these are the other ones?
Yeah, so this is the one I made this morning with Freddie.
Can I just grab some and roll
Yeah, you can grab that.
Because I'm going to make a mini one.
So make one of those. We can test it out.
Oh, this one's much harder.
Yeah. So as the butter sits, if you refrigerate it, the butter sits, it gets harder. It's definitely a little more.
Oh yeah, because it doesn't stick on my hands.
No, it's much easier. So that answers our question. We did these. These are nice.
And you can always put them in the fridge to make them a little harder, and then whatever.
I mean, basically the main thing here is it's butter. I mean, this is right up our alley here. So
yeah.
Okay, you want to try? I'm gonna try a soft one here. You try the hard one.
Boop.
Oh man, these are.
Forget the coconut. This is where it's at. This pearl sugar.
The pearl sugar is really good. Yeah.
I like coconut. But this is good.
I do too, but for this, got that sort of grainy texture.
I like it because it gives it a little, and I like
Crunch.
crunchy things because I love rye crisp.
A little crunch, but it's not overly sweet. I mean, it looks like, wow, you just dip that in sugar, but
I can taste the Kronan in it.
I know it's you have a little bit of punch in there. I mean, we could even go maybe a little bit more, maybe I don't know. But I sort of like boozy things too. So.
Oh my gosh, these are delicious, people. You got to try this recipe.
So really easy.
I think your kids would love them. You don't have to put this in it. I mean, this is something they could just whip up no time. Little snack.
I know. I mean, yeah. See, and for me, the little teacup of Swedish strong coffee.
Yes, totally.
Amazing.
Fika on with these.
Those are really good.
Yeah.
Well, I knew they would be, but.
Thanks for bringing that recipe. It's so good. I don't think I only had those store-bought ones that Freddie sometimes brings in, and I don't love those as much. I
actually do like the IKEA ones a lot too, just because they're sort of set and ready to go, and I think those are fun. I have not seen them in IKEA in a long time. So
and neither the Princess Torts and neither the...
No, I know. So I think it's sort of that supply chain thing is going on. I think, I mean, why would you even want to do that when you can make these for like everything that's probably in your pantry right now?
Exactly. And then if you buy a bottle of this and you only put a little bit in your cookies, you can always get yourself a little cocktail.
You can do like everything with this, yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
We can bring Chase back on and he can make us some little...
Kronan on ice, that's all I need. Like, I don't even need anything mixed with it.
Anyway, these are awesome. There's Chokladbollar, and Kit made delicious ones. I just rolled them. So you should check it out online. And
yeah, we'll have the recipe up. You can see that. I know we've had some issues with our website and trying to get everything on. We're slowly getting everything on, so please bear with us.
I know some lady keeps calling about the what was the recipe that we
veggie meatballs? Or
the veggie meatballs.
We've got it's hard to get it transitioned online for us.
But they will eventually be there, so don't be scared. I mean, check back.
Usually, by the time you see this, we're making a goal of having everything on there, so you'll be able to see it. So you can blame this dude here.
It's his fault, not mine. I'm just here for the food.
Yeah. Don't blame Door County
Don't blame me.
on this one.
Anyway, thanks for joining us for another episode of Door County Girl, and don't forget
to like and subscribe. Hit that little goat in the corner.
Yeah, hit it. And we'll be making other tasty little items and talking to really cool people in Door County and learning all kinds of great stuff.
Yeah, I know there's some really cool stuff coming up.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, there's some neat people, and like I think you're going to see Annika all around the county.
You can learn something all the time about where you live. It's crazy.
It's cool. I've been amazed at some of the stuff I've seen.
I mean, there's something outside of work?
Well, pretty much not anymore here. The season's starting.
April.
Countdown has begun.
Yeah, it's April. All our stuff is coming in right now, so we don't see the light of day, but it's all good.
Yeah, it's fun. No, it's a really exciting time too.
All right, everyone. Hey-do. See you next time.
Take care.
Excellent. This was so delicious. Thank you for doing that.
Try a soft one, actually, because it's...
Yeah, I'm going to try a soft one.
Like the texture is like, wow.
I love them. I'm going to bust mine up. It's unladylike to pop the whole thing in your mouth, right? Okay. Just checking.
No. You can pop it all in your mouth.
Thanks for watching Door County Girl. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you next time.